On a dark, stormy night over the Middle East, the camera pans over the city of Tel Aviv, the skyline illuminated by flashes of missile fire in the distance. In a world where missiles rain from the skies and wars are waged on multiple fronts, a silent killer is about to change the game. Not a missile, not a tank, not a jet, but a beam of light, moving at the speed of destruction. This is Israel's Iron Beam, a laser defense system so advanced that it promises to rewrite the rules of war forever. Since its inception, Israel has lived under the shadow of constant threat. Over 4,000 rockets were fired from Gaza in just 11 days during the 2021 conflict alone. Missiles launched by Hezbollah, Hamas, and even Iran regularly disrupt life for Israeli citizens. The infamous Iron Dome system has intercepted thousands of these attacks, saving countless lives. But here's the catch. Each Iron Dome interceptor costs up to $50,000. While the Iron Dome has proven its worth, Israel's enemies have adapted. They know that flooding the skies with low-cost rockets can overwhelm defenses and drain resources. The math of war has turned against Israel. But what if there was a way to change the economics of conflict? A system that could stop an endless barrage of missiles for a fraction of the cost? So how does this revolutionary system work? The Iron Beam is powered by an advanced fiber optic laser, able to deliver up to 100 kilowatts of energy. It locks onto its target, whether it's a rocket, a mortar, or even a drone, and fires a concentrated beam of light. The heat generated by the laser is enough to either destroy or disable the incoming threat within seconds, and it all happens faster than the speed of sound. By the time you hear a missile approaching, the Iron Beam has already taken it down. But why does Israel need this now? In April 2024, during one of the largest coordinated attacks ever launched by Iran, over 300 missiles and drones were fired at Israeli military bases and critical infrastructure. Hezbollah and Hamas joined the onslaught, blanketing Israeli airspace with threats. While the Iron Dome struggled to keep up, Israel's military leaders realized they needed something more. The world got its first glimpse of the Iron Beam in 2023 during a public demonstration by Rafael Advanced Defense Systems. Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu himself declared the system a game-changer for Israeli defense. But its true test came on the battlefield in 2024, when Israel faced waves of missiles in a multi-front war. And this time, the Iron Beam didn't just protect Israeli skies, it dominated them. Over the course of just one night, dozens of drones and missiles were intercepted, destroyed in the blink of an eye by the silent, invisible lasers. The Iron Dome, for all its firepower, had found its perfect partner in the Iron Beam. With a range of up to 7 kilometers, the Iron Beam is designed to target short and medium-range threats, those that travel too fast or too low for conventional systems to intercept. But here's what makes it truly special: cost-effectiveness. At just $2 per shot, the Iron Beam can keep firing without draining Israel's defense budget. Speed. It can engage multiple threats simultaneously, with no reload time. Precision. The laser's accuracy ensures collateral damage is minimized, hitting only the target and nothing else. For the average Israeli citizen, the Iron Beam is more than just a weapon. It's hope. For decades, Israelis have lived under the constant fear of missile strikes, with mere seconds to run to safety. Now, with the Iron Beam guarding their skies, that fear is slowly being replaced by confidence. But make no mistake, this confidence comes at a cost. Israel's enemies are watching closely. Iran, Syria, Hezbollah, and even Russia are paying attention to the new reality unfolding in the Middle East. As much as the Iron Beam gives Israel an advantage, it's also a signal. The arms race has just begun. Countries like the United States and China have already begun developing their own laser weapons. As Israel pioneers the use of laser defense systems, it begs the question, will the Iron Beam spark a new global race to dominate the battlefield with lasers? Or will it serve as a deterrent, stopping conflicts before they even start? In the grand scheme of things, the Iron Beam represents a shift not just in technology, but in the very nature of warfare. It's not about brute force anymore, it's about precision, efficiency, and speed. And while it may be just a laser in the eyes of some, for others, it's the difference between life and death. For the soldiers on the front lines, for the families sheltering from rockets, for a nation surrounded by enemies, the Iron Beam is a shield. But shields can be tested, and as Israel's enemies adapt, the battle for survival continues. The question remains, can Israel's $2 laser weapon really stop the next war, or is it just delaying the inevitable? The Iron Beam may be the future of defense, but how far are we from the day where this technology becomes standard on every battlefield? Will it change the fate of nations, or just escalate the conflict to a whole new level? Only time will tell. What do you think? Can laser weapons like the Iron Beam reshape the future of war, or are we headed for an even greater arms race? Let us know in the comments below, and if you're fascinated by cutting-edge military tech and the future of defense, make sure to hit subscribe. We've got some mind-blowing content on the way.